Queen Elizabeth I was known for a distinctive and elaborate fashion style. Her wardrobe was filled with rich fabrics and ornate accessories, and she was often depicted in portraits wearing extravagant gowns and ruffs. Please continue to support my channel by subscribing. Elizabeth's fashion sense was a reflection of her power and status as a monarch. She used her clothing and accessories to communicate her wealth and authority, and she carefully selected her outfits to make political statements and to convey her regal presence. Her preference for bold colours such as red and gold, and her use of symbols such as the phoenix, which represented her as the Virgin Queen, helped to reinforce her image as a powerful and regal figure. In addition to her elaborate gowns, Elizabeth was also known for her use of wigs and false hairpieces, which were very popular in the era. These wigs were often made from horsehair and were styled in a variety of ways, from curly and frizzy to straight and sleek. Queen Elizabeth I was known for her distinctive and heavily made-up appearance. In the 16th century, the use of cosmetics and makeup was common among women of the nobility and the court, and Elizabeth was no exception. She used a variety of products to enhance her appearance, including face powders, lipsticks, and eyeshadows. One of the most noticeable aspects of Elizabeth's makeup were her use of white lead powder, which was applied to her skin to give it a pale and youthful appearance. The use of lead-based cosmetics was popular in Elizabethan England, but it was also dangerous, as lead is highly toxic and can cause serious health problems with prolonged exposure. Despite these risks, Elizabeth and other women of the time continued to use white lead powder, as it was seen as a symbol of beauty and elegance. Elizabeth's makeup was also used to create an illusion of symmetry and to enhance her features. For example, she would use eyeliner to define her eyes and make them appear larger, and she would apply rouge to her cheeks to create a healthy glow. She also used lipsticks and balms to enhance the colour and shape of her lips, and she applied various fragrances and perfumes to mask unpleasant odours and to enhance her personal scent. Queen Elizabeth I is known to have had smallpox in 1562, and it is believed that the disease left permanent scars on her face. However, the exact extent to which she tried to cover up the scars from her bout of smallpox is not well documented. It was common for people during the Elizabethan era to use heavy makeup and whitening powders to conceal blemishes and imperfections, so it is possible that Elizabeth used these products to cover up her scars. Additionally, she is known to have been highly concerned with her appearance and her reputation, so she may have taken steps to conceal her scars in order to maintain her image and status. However, there is little concrete evidence to suggest that Elizabeth went to great lengths to conceal her scars, and it is possible that she was proud of her scars and saw them as a symbol of her strength and resilience. Queen Elizabeth I was also known for her elaborate and distinctive hairstyles. Throughout her reign, she experimented with a variety of hairstyles, many of which became popular and influential. Some of her most notorious hairstyles included the Gloriana, named after Edmund Spenser's poem, The Fairy Queen. This style was created for Elizabeth's visit to the English countryside in 1588 and was designed to evoke a pastoral and natural appearance. It involved wearing her hair in loose ringlets and framing her face with a simple headband. The rainbow portrait hairstyle. This style was inspired by the famous rainbow portrait of Elizabeth, which depicts her wearing a coronet of pearls with her hair styled in a series of elaborate ringlets. The hairstyle became one of the most popular and recognisable styles of her reign, and it was frequently copied by women of the court. The Ego Sum Abraham hairstyle was inspired by a painting of Elizabeth that depicts her wearing a turban-style headdress with her hair styled in a series of elaborate ringlets. This hairstyle was designed to evoke a regal and powerful appearance and was often worn by Elizabeth for ceremonial events and portraits. The Virgin Queen hairstyle. This style was inspired by Elizabeth's reputation as the Virgin Queen and was designed to evoke a chaste and virtuous appearance. It involved wearing her hair in a simple and modest style, often covered with a cap or a hood. Throughout her reign, Elizabeth used her hairstyles to convey her power and authority, and she carefully selected her hairstyles to make a political statement and to reinforce her image as a regal and glamorous monarch. Her distinctive and influential hairstyles continue to be celebrated and studied today, and she remains an iconic figure in the history of hair and beauty. The Elizabethan style was a distinctive artistic and cultural movement that emerged during the reign by Queen Elizabeth I from 1558 to 1603. It was characterised by a rich and ornate aesthetic, as well as by a focus on elegance, sophistication and grandeur. The Elizabethan style was influential across a range of artistic and cultural domains, including fashion, architecture, art, literature and theatre. In fashion, the Elizabethan style was marked by elaborate and ornate clothing and accessories, often made from rich fabrics such as velvet and silk. Women's fashion was particularly extravagant, with voluminous skirts, stiffened bodices, and elaborately decorated collars and sleeves. The ruff, a circular collar made from stiffened fabric, was also a popular accessory in Elizabethan fashion. In architecture, the Elizabethan style was characterised by the use of large and elaborate building facades with gabled roofs, intricate carvings, and ornamented doorways. Many of the grandest buildings of the era, such as the Palace of Whitehall in London, were designed in the Elizabethan style. In art, the Elizabethan style was marked by a focus on realism and detail, as well as by a love of grandeur and extravagance. Portraits of Elizabeth and her courtiers, as well as paintings of biblical and classical scenes, were among the most popular forms of art during this time. In literature, the Elizabethan style was characterised by a focus on romance, adventure, and courtly love, as well as by a love of elaborate language and poetic form. William Shakespeare's plays are perhaps the most famous examples of Elizabethan literature, and his works continue to be widely read and performed today. Queen Elizabeth I used a variety of accessories to complement her attire and to signal her power and wealth. Her love of elaborate and ornate styles continue to inspire fashion and beauty enthusiasts today. The Elizabethan style was a rich and diverse cultural movement that shaped the artistic and cultural landscapes of England during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. Its influence can still be seen in many aspects of modern culture, and it remains an important and celebrated chapter in the history of the arts. Please continue to support my channel by subscribing. Please comment, like and subscribe if you wish for more stories, and leave your suggestions below and I will endeavour to cover them.